Welcome to video number 3. This video is before the first page. That's before the first page comes in on your pager. Prepare to win. So, my worst day on the Heme Consult service, actually, my worst day as a fellow was a 15 consult day. It was rough. In fellowship, we would cover both the Heme Consults pager and the solid tumor pager as well. And I probably got 9 patients from the Heme Consult service and then 6 patients from the oncology service. And so it was a really rough day. And let's just say that I was running around the hospital trying to see as many patients as possible, around with 2 different attendings, and then get home at the end of the day to do all the other things that I needed to do. And frankly, by the end, I was super exhausted. And it was rough. It was rough. And I hope you never have a 15 consult day, but you might have a busy day. A 15 consult day is super busy, but a 7 consult day is also super busy as well. I wish I had known that there were things I could have done to prepare so that no matter how crazy the day gets, I win anyway. So this video is really to talk to you about how to prepare yourself to win before the first page comes in on the Heme Consult service. The first thing to do is to start your day with a win. Start your day with a win. What do I mean by that? It means think about one thing that you're going to do that's going to help you feel confident that you've already won. That it's like, no matter what happens, the day I have won. Some of that may be exercise. So perhaps you have fitness goals for yourself and you're like, I want to get in a 3-mile run in the morning before the day starts, because that's going to help me know that I've accomplished something important. Do it. Go for the run. But maybe your win is, you know what? I've been working on this manuscript that I need to submit, and the Heme Consult service is super busy. I've not been able to do it. Set aside 30 minutes in the morning, every morning, to work and make progress on your manuscript so that at the end, you're like, I've done 30 minutes of my writing. I'm ready. I have won. And so no matter what happens, you're ready. Maybe for you, the win is to have breakfast with your significant other before you go into work. On the Heme Consult service, there's not necessarily a specific starting time, especially if you don't have a conference happening that morning. So there's a little bit of leeway as to what time you come in. So if a win for you is defined by sitting down and having breakfast with your loved ones, that's what you should do. Maybe it's dropping off a child at school. Make sure you start the day having already won. The second thing that you should do is to end your day with a win. And what do I mean by that? The thing about Heme Consults is that it is pretty busy. And if you let it, the entire day will be filled with running around like you're crazy. And then the longer you're here in the hospital, the longer you're here in the hospital. One of the ways that I find that's really helpful is to set a deadline, set an appointment at 7 p.m. or maybe even at 6 p.m. and say at 7 p.m., I'm going to be out watching a movie, or I'm going to be out at dinner with friends, or I'm going to have dinner with my family. I don't know what that is for you, but set an appointment with somebody else, hopefully, or maybe just by yourself if you have that discipline, and then work towards that deadline. And sometimes I find it helpful actually to have a countdown timer. So I'm very acutely aware of how much time is passing to get to that goal. What it does is it helps you fit everything you need to within the time frame that it needs to happen. Because you know what? If you're just here indefinitely, you're just here indefinitely, and your mind is not working hard to try to make things come together. But the more it's clear that time is running out on you, all of a sudden you pull the resources together, you get your notes done on time, you're out of the hospital, even if pages are coming in on your way out. But end the day with a win. And it doesn't have to be a big win, because by the end of the day, you'll probably be tired. But set an appointment so that you have something to work towards that you are leaving for at the end of the day. Okay. The other thing you should do is to set your learning intention. We talked about this in one of our earlier videos. It's really important to have a plan for your learning throughout being on the consult service. But every day, have an intention. Look at your curriculum, which by now you've figured out what the curriculum is. What are the items that are important for you to have that you don't already have? What are the things you need to study or to learn that you haven't already studied, that you haven't already learned? Set an intention for today. I'm going to figure out what it means to take care of a patient with severe thrombocytopenia that is not HIT. Those are the kinds of things you should think about so that every day you are checking off things on the boxes and you're able to handle the curriculum while on the job. Instead of setting aside time to go read later, make a plan for your learning so that you are learning on the job. Set your intention for your learning for the day. Now, the next thing is to decide how you will respond when someone provokes you. All right, this is really important because in medicine, there's a lot of heightened emotions. You've been through residency. This is not new to you. Invariably, you'll pick up the phone. Maybe there'll be a surgeon on the other hand. And I pick on surgeons. It doesn't have to be a surgeon, but maybe they're yelling at you. You know it's coming. You're going to get mad. What are you going to do when someone provokes you to anger? What is your plan to respond? So you just want to prepare. You're like, someone's going to make me mad today. What am I going to do in response to that? And having a plan before the event happens allows you to handle it a little bit more maturely. And then you're not apologizing at the end for having yelled at an intern who really didn't know better. So set a plan for how things are going to unfold in your day by deciding how you will respond before a negative thing happens. Practice your response. So now you know, you're like, okay, someone's going to call me, they're going to yell, and I'm going to say, excuse me, I don't appreciate that. Let's see if we can speak more calmly, right? If you decide that that's your response, then what you want to do is you want to practice because your brain will go into fight or flight mode at the time that happens and may not remember. But if you've practiced it a few times, then when it happens, you're more likely to say, I've practiced this. Okay, let's give the response that helps me not escalate the situation. So definitely practice your response. Now, if you are underrepresented in the environment, you might experience microaggressions or even acts of explicit bias. You do want to prepare for those so that you're not blinded when it actually does happen. And I would like to tell you that this is a perfect place and there are not going to be any microaggressions, but it would be a disservice to you. You want to be prepared for those. You want to know that when you feel the energy leaving your body because someone has made you so mad and you can't even really put your finger on what made you so angry, you want to just pause and acknowledge that you've probably just experienced a microaggression. Find a safe place to go, share it with someone so you can get out those ugly feelings that really will hold you back from accomplishing anything the rest of your day unless you deal with them. So just prepare, have a plan, and have a place that you will go and talk to someone so that you know that you're in a safe space and you're able to come back and have your mind together to complete the day and to do the rest of the work. And if you can't find anyone who's a safe space for you, I'm your safe space. Give me a page. Doesn't even matter if we haven't met. I will talk to you about the microaggression you've experienced, and I'll talk you through so that you're able to let go of the anger that's come as a result of that, and you can continue with the rest of your day. Okay. The other thing I will say is put things in perspective. If you don't win, nobody wins. And I mean, put things in perspective because you know what? If you're not here, patients will still get taken care of. Somehow we'll figure it out. Yes, you are important. We absolutely need you on the Heme Consult service, but it's important that you are healthy. It's important that you think about how you win. Think about your education. Think about the things you want to learn. Don't get so caught up in the way the things don't work, in the way the hospital system could be better, in the way physicians could be treated better, or maybe residents and fellows could be treated better. It is important to think about those things, but remember why you came. Remember why you're here. Remember that you're here to win. Don't get sidetracked by things that you have no control over. Focus on the things within your circle of influence. Okay, so I think it's important for you to think about, and I want you, as you go forward in this week or even today, think about what is one win that I can start the day with that will help me feel like I can handle anything. What would that be for you? Imagine if you had 4 weeks of nonstop wins throughout 4 weeks on the Heme Consult service. It's supposed to be like the busiest and the craziest service of all. What would that be like? I think it'd be pretty awesome. All right. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.